Hi everyone and welcome back to the Bodcast. This is episode 48 and I'm here and Ian is also here.
Hello.
And Ian still needs a haircut, not that you can see that. And we are currently...
So I didn't know we were keeping track of whether I needed a haircut or not.
Oh, it's because I looked at you. I haven't looked at you for a while.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're currently in a well-ventilated room trying to avoid giving Ian COVID. So fingers crossed for that again.
Yeah.
Seems to be working so far.
Hope so.
So, let's talk about the Bricklink Designer Program. So, specifically we want to mention it now because round 3 opens on May the 17th. So, before our next podcast, we don't want you to miss out. So, we're just giving you a heads up to be ready for it. But don't take the sets that we want. That's what we're going to say.
And that's 10 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So that's, 6 p.m. UK time?
No
I
idea.
think. Yeah. And then 7 p.m. Central European time. So, yeah.
There you go. So, be ready for it.
Mm.
So, what should we do first? Should we have a quick look at this round's sets and then talk about the programme as a whole? Or programme as a whole, then the sets?
Oh, I don't know. Let's have a look through the sets.
Okay, good.
That's what people want, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. There are 9 in this round.
Yep. We don't know how many are going to make it through. I mean, the bit at the top kind of implies 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the picture.
Because last time those pictures were then taken by the ones that
it
got
also
through.
says the first 5 to reach
There you go.
3,000 pre-orders will be produced.
It is there somewhere.
So 5.
Which is slightly weird because this is the biggest round, isn't it?
Yep.
There's 9 ideas in this. Was the first round 7?
I don't recall.
Got a feeling it was 7, and so only 2 didn't make it. Whereas this one, it's just over half will make it through.
Yeah. That seems a bit unfair, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's park that and come back.
Okay.
So, Brickwest Studios, that was moved from the very first round. Is that right?
Did it move from the first round into the second round due to a delay in getting it sorted, and then got moved from the second to the third because of the shooting?
I am not entirely sure.
No.
This is the thing, trying to remember what happened. Not easy. So, these are the pictures.
Okay.
Not that if you're listening to this as a podcast, you'd be able to see it.
Oh.
It's essentially a Wild West studio set. I don't know
Yeah.
why the background changes colour. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, so it's a nice little set. It's got the Western stuff. Because it's specifically designed as a studio, it's obviously not modular.
Right.
It's
open backed.
very open backed, so that
You
can
get
can
the
film
cameras
it.
in. Yeah, makes sense.
That's how studios work. But it's got a lot of different things to it. It's got, the little water tower and outhouse. Looks like some kind of windmill or wind-powered mine, I'm guessing that is.
Yeah.
But then it's got the modern things as well. You've got the cars, the wind machines, the cranes.
Yeah, I guess because that's the
studio aspect
studio
of
part. I like the Wild West parts.
Mm.
I would want this if it was just that.
Right.
I think I like the way Wild West stuff looks.
Mm.
I think it's very iconic and fun to look at.
Yeah.
So if it was just that, I'd be more inclined to want this one.
Mm.
I don't necessarily care for all of the studio part, although it is quite cool. Like the boom is well done, and this.
Yep, I know what boom is.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Boom.
It's like a giant croquet mallet.
But yeah, I don't really care for it otherwise, and I'm trying to not want them all, so it's better not to want it.
Yeah. I think this is the first time we've known the prices up front, isn't it?
You always know the prices before you back them.
Yes. But I think we didn't know the price until it went live last time.
Right.
And that might help people make the decision on what they want.
That's true.
If you're looking at it, you've made the decision and then suddenly it turns out to be 700 quid, you'd be annoyed.
£260 for something that I only want half of.
Yeah.
And I have no place in my city for it anyway. So it's a good model, but we're going to pass.
Yeah.
So that's so far there's only 8 left for us to decide between. So 1950s diner. You like this one.
Kind of.
I quite like this one.
I quite like the diner.
But I don't like the car.
Yeah, I don't like the car. The car's blocky. It's been done much better. I think the car that came... Is it with the downtown diner? It comes with a car. Is better than this. And then the gift with purchase Lego Ideas one is even better. So, yeah, don't care for the car. But the diner itself is nice.
The diner is quite cool. Tips welcome, advice is not. Yeah, I think it looks good, and it's small.
Yeah.
And it's obviously meant to be like just on the edge of a city or something, and like a car park kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then you'd need the real estate for the car park to make it. I don't think you could put this without having that car park. Like, to me, that I associate that with having lots of cars near it that have rocked up to it.
Or out in the middle of nowhere.
But you'd still expect the cars, like the space to park the cars. Because if it's in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to get the foot traffic.
I don't think you do. I think, you know.
I mean, it's got a car,
yes.
like a gas dispenser.
But this is...
What is petrol pump?
Petrol pump.
Gas dispenser.
But I think this is the kind of thing that you would see, like, on a desert highway in the US. You know, there's a siding where you pull in, but it's not a big car park.
But it's
there's
a big
space for
desert.
a few cars because they never have more than a few people in there at a time. It might be that there's a small town, or as we would call it, village, nearby, and people would walk down.
So, but I still feel like you wouldn't put this on a high street. Or
No.
You'd need the space around it.
Yeah.
To make it work, and therefore it's taking up a lot more space than you might want.
Yes.
So that's putting me off.
Okay.
It is one of the cheapest, or the cheapest.
This is £100?
Yeah.
So yeah, because I was worried that the car would eat into the budget too much, and so if all you wanted was a diner, it's overpriced. And a little bit that's true.
For £100.
For £100, if you're just getting that diner, it's a little bit overpriced.
What would you pay for just the diner?
75, maybe 80.
Still seems like quite a lot for a diner. So it kind of reminds me of like the type of eatery that like the Shrimp Shack is from the Hidden Side.
Right.
That sort of size eatery.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking up to see how much that costs, and that was £45. So
yeah.
I'm thinking for what it would add to my city, £100 is a lot.
Yeah.
I really do like it, but I think it has to be on the probably not category. Train station, Studgate. Oh, that's Brick's second entry in here, so he's going up against himself.
Yeah.
So you've got the glass effect. I mean, it's really nice. Got the big yellow train though, which you don't like.
Yeah, I don't like the train.
So I think the station is epic though.
It is.
Is there two trains?
Maybe. Is it meant to be you can either have it as like a
long train.
A double-ended long train, or you can have it as two very small. The platform edge goes up and down.
What? Why?
I don't know. Is that a thing that happens in some European stations, maybe?
I have no idea.
We just have big signs saying mind the gap.
Yeah, please mind the gap. Between the train and the platform edge. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's nice enough that I'd want it, even though it comes with a waste of money train.
Right.
It's £300 though.
Yeah.
That's a lot. This is going to be a very expensive round. Okay, so
Yeah.
£300 is being added to our list. We're
Yeah.
saying we want that one.
I think so, as we said.
We need a train station.
We do need a train station.
It's fancy looking.
It's a lovely looking train station.
It's a lovely looking train station.
Yep, lovely. The train's naff, but...
I have not heard someone use the word naff for a very long time.
I know, it's not used enough, is it?
I don't know. I think it's used plenty.
Okay.
So that's going on our list.
Yes.
And does anyone want a train? That's what we're saying.
Yeah. If anyone wants a train, we'll give it you for, say, 100. That seems fair, doesn't it?
I was going to go 300, but sure. Free train station for us. Very expensive train for someone else.
Yeah.
Right, the Winter Chalet. Yes, yes, and more yes.
You like the Winter Chalet.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
I love it. You add snow to it, I'm there.
Okay.
I mean, that's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
It is.
But look, look at all the detail inside. I love detail. And look at the roof. Oh.
So it's slightly weird.
Why is it weird? It looks beautiful.
I don't know. I suppose, yeah. It's basically a restaurant down the bottom, isn't it? So that's why you've got all the tables.
And then lots of beds.
And yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can sleep 5.
Mm.
Because it's a double bed, one of those.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. Oh, look. Lots of people.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It does.
We need it.
Okay.
150. That's the cheaper of the options. So
Yeah, so
that
I think that's decent value.
I mean, there's still the caveat that it might not be how it looks, right?
Yes.
So but that's what I want to know exactly what I'm getting. Is it that when it says production ready, it is exactly what you're getting now?
I don't know. Whether they sometimes use the old photos on this and you have to go into it and make sure that you're looking at the latest ones.
Well, so like I've just done.
I don't know.
How do you go into it any other way than what I just did?
If you click on the actual name of it, it should open a page, shouldn't it?
That's the page I'm clicking on.
Okay, now scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's got a video. Yeah.
Looks the same. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the thing. We'll come back to that as well, because this whole programme, not very clear.
Mm.
So, the working waterfall, that's an easy no for me. I don't even have to click through. Easy no, because we've already got a waterfall. We can just add some of that stuff to this. Like, we can use the instructions,
Yes.
work out how to do it, and do it ourselves. I hadn't realised there was the fun bit at the back of it, though. Does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can see why people actually like this more than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, the inside of it is decent. I mean, when you looked at it, it went, well, it just looks like a solid lump with a working waterfall bit.
That's where my hard no came from.
Yeah.
It's clever.
It is.
I still don't think we need it. Where are we going to put it in our city? We've already got a waterfall.
We can always add more waterfalls.
Could we?
Probably.
No.
I don't know.
I think that's an easy no. So
Okay.
we're already at 150, 300, 450 pounds.
Yeah.
Right, Space Troopers. That's an easy no.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried that you were going to say, no, I really want that one.
I mean, this is clearly trying to bring back the kind of classic space nostalgia. It's not something I'm interested in.
No.
I don't have nostalgia for the classic space stuff. If I wanted space stuff, I'd go for the current city sub-theme.
Yeah.
Where they've got, the realistic-ish stuff. I think that's more interesting than this. And if you wanted to go for something less realistic, then you've got the Buzz Lightyear sets that are coming out, or even, if you really like grey, Star Wars.
So I think, that's an easy no for us. But I can see some people will want it.
Yeah.
Enough that it's going to jeopardise one of these other ones that we want.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Mountain View Observatory, you said
I like this
definitely
one,
yes. That's $245.99. I like the very specific there.
Yeah.
It does look good. It's got a lot of greebling around the base.
Yep.
Greebling. Oh, it's like a modular as well.
Yeah, it's modular.
Oh, okay. I like it even more. I have not looked in detail at any of these.
You're not?
No.
It's a good job we're doing this, really.
Yeah. I mean, I trust you to tell me what I want.
Okay.
I want this one.
Okay.
So, hang on. Where are we at now? 2, 4, 5, 6. This is listening to Carrie do maths. Great podcast content.
Yeah.
6, 4, 5, 6, 9, 5. Right?
Oh.
99. Oh, no.
No, 97,
Oh, no.
96.
Oh, 97. 96.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's how many sets?
3.
3. So we're still okay for 5.
Yeah.
Right. Steam-powered science. Did this used to be called the Exploratorium?
Yeah.
It's been changed.
That seems to have been changed.
Has the picture been changed? This is the thing, like, we don't remember what it originally looked like. It looks simplified. I feel like this is not what was originally there. I don't know. Let me double check. Yeah, this has been very much simplified.
Yeah, I remember it being a lot more green. So it
yeah.
had a sand green roof. That's all changed into... That's dark red, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's shorter, isn't it?
But it has got the sticky outy bit, which it doesn't seem to have had before.
So I think it's more... I think I heard someone say it's more built-in modules, and so you can move them around slightly.
Okay.
So that bit on the end...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it kind of moves about.
Yeah.
It still looks pretty cool.
Mm.
But it definitely... So this kind of reassures me that they've done work on all of them. And they have... I am looking at final images now.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. We previously saw one that said product, not final image.
Well, they all say final product may vary from image.
Oh, yeah. So...
Which I don't think they should if they're production ready. That means they're going to go into print.
Yeah.
Why have they not got the final images?
Print. We're going to go into print production.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I like this one. Where would we put this in our city, though?
I kind of feel on the edge of, like, Ninjago City, maybe?
Right, because it's that kind of...
Because you've got the water element to it.
Right. So steampunk plus Ninjago
Yeah.
should work fine. That's what we've decided.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 695, 795, 895. £9.15.
Yep.
We're at £915 on the ones we want.
£915, yeah.
And that's 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, modular construction site. Let's try not to fall in love with this when we look at it, because at the moment, hard no from me, but you know what I'm like.
I do.
It's a half-done modular, so therefore I don't want it. It's very grand looking as well.
I do like the crane and the little portaloo.
Stop it, no.
Don't like the building.
Oh, you don't like the building? What's wrong with the building?
It's half built.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
Why would I want a half built building? I don't want to have to spend extra to get a fully built building.
Yeah, it is like really unbuilt at the back as well.
Yeah.
No, okay, good, right. That's good. That's good news. Neither of us want it, so that saved us £246. Yay! So we've only got 4 that we're backing.
Yeah.
We could back 5.
We could back. You can back all of them.
That's true.
But only 5 will get through.
Yeah, if you back them all, then you'll definitely get.
Yeah.
So we're at, what did we say? £915.
Yeah. 116.
And if we wanted to back the diner, which is the only other one that we were maybe thinking about, let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's go. Those are our 4.
Okay.
So Studgate, the train station, the Chalet, the Observatory, and the Exploratorium.
Yeah. Steam powered science.
Steam powered science. Yeah. Why is it? Oh, it's weird. So let me just do a quick other bit of maths. So if you were to back them all, you'd get 5.
Yeah. You get the 5.
Most expensive. You could.
Let's assume the 5 most expensive.
You could end up paying just shy of £1,272.
£1,271.95.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. If you take away 916, so we're saving £357, £56 by not backing all of them.
By not backing all of them, yes.
See?
But we're only getting 4 sets.
Did you hear what I did there? Made
Yeah.
it that we're saving £357. Oh, it's fine. Let's do that then.
Yeah. It's a good way of phrasing it.
I don't know what to do now. Now that I know it's £915, do we have to pare it down? But if you pare it down to the ones that you pick one and then that one doesn't get backed,
Yeah.
and then you've missed out on one that you really
So I
would have
think,
gone for.
yeah, in the previous rounds, so in the first round we only went with the Castle in the Forest.
Yeah.
We knew that one was going to get through. There was no way it wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
And in fact it sold out in 30 minutes. So, yeah, it wasn't a case of, well, if that one doesn't get through and we've not backed any, then we won't get anything. It was very much we get that one unless it's sold out before we can do it.
Yeah.
The second round, we had... I think we were fairly confident in what we were getting, that
So
they would
this-
make it through.
Yeah. The Venetian houses we backed.
Yeah.
And what was the other one we backed?
The windmill.
The windmill, yeah. So I don't feel like we missed out on anything in those
No.
first 2 rounds. Now I feel like we really have to make a decision.
Well, I think we may not get all 4 of those, but I'm fairly confident we'll get, I'd say, at least 2.
Right. But which 2? So if we're saying we can only afford 2, how do we back those 2? That's the problem.
No, we're saying those are the 4 that we said we want. Those are the 4 we're willing to spend the money on.
Right.
And out of that, I think we should get at least 2.
I understand that. If we're saying we can only afford 2, how do we make that decision? That's my question.
Yeah, so one option is to sit there and watch what's going on and only buy it once it hits the limit and is selected. So
That's risky.
Yep, it is risky. So how the system works is that it needs to get 3,000 orders. So the first 5 to get 3,000 orders are the ones that make it through. There is a limit of 10,000 of each set.
Yeah, so there's like
So-
that window of between 3,000 and 10,000
Yeah.
where you can know for sure you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to risk it.
Yeah. However, and this is where one of the questions the whole thing comes in, how many are available isn't obvious.
Because it's not... Because there's some regional stuff in
Yes.
there.
So I remember with the Kakapo,
Yep.
that one was sat with 99% sold for ages, and the only place you could order it was Korea.
Right. Because
So
they still had.
Yeah. So basically, the Koreans didn't like it. It had sold out everywhere else. So we don't know at what point it's at. We don't know if it's,
When does that then get put back into the general availability, or does it ever?
I don't know.
Must do, surely. That would be a stupid thing to do.
I don't know.
So is it worth going back later on in the process near the end to get
hoping
things?
that they come out? We don't know if it's that, there's 500 sets in America, 500 in Western Europe, 500 in Eastern Europe.
And then there's a big pool.
And then there's a pool which is
everywhere.
or whether the entire pool is divided into the regions. And there's a hard limit for each region.
So this comes back to the whole same thing every time with Lego is lack of transparency and communication.
Yeah, I remember, so I think it was the first round. Did it become available about 4 p.m? I've got a feeling.
Yeah, it was just, you were ordering it just as I was getting home from the school run.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why are you not watching our children?
Yeah.
Or a child, because I had one.
Yeah.
And then...
Otherwise that was a pointless school run, wasn't
it? Yeah. Off to the school run I go. Oh no, my child's already at home. Back I come again. No. And I was like annoyed with you. I'm like, why is she playing all by herself?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. But so I was sat there, and so if you go to one of the pages, you'll see there's a little comment section at the bottom, and people were saying like, how do I buy it? How do I buy it through here? Do I buy it through Lego?
Yeah.
Where's the page to buy it? And the person who created it was going, I don't know.
Yeah, the designer of the set had no
He had no idea how you were meant to buy it. It wasn't until it went live, you refreshed the page, and there was then a link to go and buy it, which then took you to the Lego website to buy it through Lego itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, up until that point, no one knew how to buy anything.
No, and then it was gone.
And then I think I got it in the first 3 minutes. I think by about the 5th minute, Bricklink website had crashed. So if you didn't know you bought it through Lego, you couldn't get to it.
Right.
I think very soon after the Lego site itself crashed. So at that point it didn't matter how you knew how to buy it because you just couldn't. And then I think it came back, by about 20 minutes in, and by I think it was like 30 something minutes it sold out.
Is it now that there's only a limit of one for everything? Okay.
So yeah, lots of people were complaining that in the first round you could buy up to 5 of them, and so there were people complaining that that's where they went. Lego gave some numbers where you could try and infer how many had gone out. So like they told you how many people had bought 5 and how many had bought 1, I think. And so, yeah, you could tell from that how many. And I think I worked out, so there were 10,000 set because of a bug that meant that they sold twice as many as they were meant to. And I think I worked out roughly 7,000 orders went through.
Yeah. So this has been the same problem with it from the start. The project needs 10,000 votes to get to this point.
Yes.
Yet 10,000 people at the start, that very first round, couldn't buy sets.
Yes.
So they have at least kind of fixed that now, but it's still like you could not know what Lego Ideas is and then find out and want this set.
Yes.
So you didn't support the original.
But then
idea.
a lot of people who support the original idea won't go on and buy the set.
Because you just like click, yeah, great.
Well, because you have no idea the price of the set.
Yeah.
There are people, so you'll often see that, specifically if it's an IP project, they will have gone to that IP fan pages, Facebook groups, posted links to it, asked people to go and support it. And so people who aren't Lego fans will go through and do it. And they have absolutely no idea how much it's going to cost.
Yeah. So I want all 4 of those sets that we've just gone through. £915 is a lot of money.
It is.
Again, the lack of knowing whether this is a continual programme or just a one-off makes it harder for me to know whether to justify spending that.
Right.
So £915, but I'll never get an opportunity to buy such detailed Lego builds again because they're never doing this programme again.
Well, but are these necessarily more detailed than other sets? So,
I think they tend to put a lot more like the greebling and stuff. You don't see as much greebling on Lego designed models. That's a very mock type thing.
Yes.
Because people just throw pieces at
Yeah.
things. That was one of the main criticisms of the blacksmith, is that the design didn't reflect the final product.
Yes.
And that was all the greebling.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we did a comparison of the castle in the forest to the 3-in-1 castle, which Carrie will link up now. I like giving you work today. It's always fun.
Sure, remember to do that.
But yeah, so we looked at the Bricklink one, you could tell hadn't gone through that final Lego polish.
Yeah.
The build was slightly more awkward. The build is slightly more fragile. Find out why it was more fragile in the video, which Carrie just linked up. So there is definitely a difference. I wouldn't necessarily say all the ones that have come through this have that level of detail, though.
No.
You know, there's like the little 3 dioramas adventure one, which didn't make it through.
Right.
But, you know, that was quite a simple build. There wasn't any complex techniques
why
in
it didn't
it.
make it through.
Maybe why it didn't make it through.
Yeah. I think they need to tell us if they're going to do this again. Especially because every time we do an ideas review, I'm like, I hope this makes it through to the Bricklink Designer Program.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like that's a thing.
Well, I looked through.
Makes it easier.
It was interesting. I looked through the Bricklink Invitational was announced March 2021.
Yeah.
So I looked at the review of the first round 2021 Lego Ideas submission. That was the one that had 57 sets in it.
Right.
2 were chosen.
Yeah.
1 was the Snow White's cottage, so got delayed.
Oh, so it wasn't actually chosen, or there was 3 chosen?
There were 2 chosen, plus that one was on the,
okay.
We'll look at it later.
Right.
And then I think, from looking through, I only had very small thumbnails. I think 23 of the ones that didn't make it through weren't based on IP.
Oh, because of course this isn't IP based.
Yes.
We think. You've
So
assumed.
they...
You don't think it can be.
I think when they announced it, they went, this time there won't be any IP sets in it, in the kind of implication that maybe in the future there could be.
Yeah.
I don't see how that works.
Yeah,
to do an IP set, you have to be working with the IP owner. You have to be reviewing it with them. You have to be getting feedback. So either Lego would need to have the designer in contact with the IP owner, or there'd be this constant passing of messages backwards and forwards, which seems impractical. But, you know, if you got, you know, from one round, we had, as I said, I think about 23 sets that could go into the next Bricklink system.
So,
but then that's 1 review out of 3 in 2021. You've got 2022 as well. So you could easily be looking at 100 sets
but then they compare
could
it down
be eligible
again.
just for this period. I don't know how far back you have to go to find which is the most recent ideas submission that went into this round.
Yeah, no idea. I think the whole thing just seems cloaked in mystery.
Yeah.
And kind of so vague that they can just decide what they want whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
And fair enough, they can. But it means that we don't know what we want to do. What do we want to do next? Do we want to spend all our money now, or wait for that post office modular that's coming, or the Opera
in
House?
How many years?
Yeah.
So, I mean, as we said, this was March 2021. We're just getting round to being able to pre-order from the 3rd round. We've not received the sets from the 2nd round.
No.
I mean, the first round was really weird.
Because there was 2 rounds to the first round, because the second bunch of sets they sold was a separate round.
Yes.
But then they also fulfilled them in different regions at different times, because they sold 10,000 castles at the start. I suppose they had to make the other 5,000 castles.
Yeah, but I didn't really understand that. So it seemed that the UK got the Custom Forest really early compared to everyone else.
And the US was really slow. I don't know where else.
I don't know if that's... They just went, well, the first 5,000 that came in, they went out first, and that happened to be the UK because it was a better launch time in the UK.
Is it just that we were... We do castles. We've got castles in our country. Do they have castles in America?
No, they don't have castles.
Why do they have castles in America?
They have forts.
I can't believe I've never really thought about this before. Yeah, they're not really a castle-y kind of place, are they?
Not really. Don't know, could you try and argue that some of the temples are almost like castles? I don't know how defensive they were.
They don't have castles.
No.
Okay, so that's why we got castles first, because we got castles first.
Because we have castles. Yeah, I'm sure that was the logic.
That's the logic.
But yeah, so if they do another round of this, when's it going to be? Are they going to wait till all the orders for the 3rd round are out and it's completely done, or will it overlap with waiting for these orders?
We don't know.
I find it slightly weird that we've not received the sets from the 2nd round and we're now pre-ordering from the 3rd round.
I think it was the same with
the
other one, because you had ordered the 2nd round stuff when we then discovered that some of your orders had been... Your 2nd round had been cancelled,
yes,
but your 1st round hadn't, and we didn't have the sets, so I had to order the 2nd round.
Yes.
There's a whole There's a whole podcast on that. I can link that one up. See, giving myself work now.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how much people... A lot of people always complain when an idea set doesn't go through, and they go, this should have gone through. Everyone would buy it. We've clearly seen evidence where that's not the case.
Yeah.
So there was a set from both the first and the second round that didn't sell out. They didn't hit the 10,000 number.
But people wouldn't say that about everything.
No, but they said about a lot of stuff. The other thing that we've seen a lot of is when the prices get announced, people going, that's expensive.
Yeah, I'm not willing to pay that.
And I think part of that is Lego chooses sets that they think they can make at a decent price point.
Yeah, that people would actually be able to.
So I don't know if
afford.
this process has given people more insight into maybe how Lego ideas might work.
Yeah, it's giving them a bit of an insight into that decision process. But we still don't have any insights into how this stupid program works.
No.
So I guess I would like it to continue, but I would like to see some changes. So a very definite statement at this point. These are the final products. This is exactly what you'll get. A bit more clarity on whether there's those region buckets and things.
Yeah.
I don't know. And whether or not it's fair to have different numbers of projects in each round and still only get 5 from each. I think that's something we touched on at the start we didn't then come back to.
Yeah.
That just seems weird.
Well, originally it was, the original announcement was that they would all go
head to head
at the same time, and the first 13 would be picked.
Right, so we've ended up getting two more this way.
Yep.
Yay!
And that was back when there were more sets.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know how many, is it 5 or so got pulled out?
Yeah, I can show you those if you're interested. So, Anatomini, because it was too complex. Boathouse Diner, because other obligations. Boat Repair Shop, other obligations. Japanese Old Style Architecture, that was obligations. Temple of Hermit, I'm sad about that one, because I quite like that one. That was complexity. Dive Shop, that was the same guy as... Oh, all of those were the same guy as the
boat repair.
The fishing boat store.
Yes. But the boat repair one.
Yeah. So that was also other obligations. So he'd sold the designs to someone else, hadn't he?
Because 5 years after...
Yeah.
No, 3 years after it exits from Lego Ideas, you then own the rights and can sell the design onto any company you feel like.
So that's 2.
So there were 3 of his sets.
6.
And then 2 that were too complex, and another one which says due to other obligations. But that was pulled out really late, so that seemed a bit odd.
This one?
Yeah, because the 3 boat shop ones, they were pulled out almost immediately.
Yeah.
Whereas I think,
to the point where we said, why did they not spot that first? Like,
yeah. Whereas the Japanese old style architecture, I can't remember which round that was meant to be in, but it had been assigned to a round and it was going through and stuff, and then it suddenly got pulled. Okay,
so the end question is, do we spend £915 on this round?
Yes.
That was
if we don't, we're going to regret it.
Yeah, exactly. And things will go back. Like, if we buy them and then can't afford it later, then we sell it later.
Yes.
That is essentially what we are doing at the moment, is turning all our money into Lego.
Yes.
But with the view that sometimes that Lego may have to leave our house to maintain life.
The ability to buy Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So let us know in the comments below which of the round 3 ones you will be backing and how much your total spend will end up being if all of them get through. Also, if you want to listen to any of the previous episodes of the podcast, not just the ones that we linked up during the episode, thanks for that, Ian. I'll put the podcast playlist up for you to click, or it's also in the show notes or description. And we'll be back next week, slightly poorer, for another episode of the podcast.
Well, we won't be slightly poorer, will we? Because they don't actually take the money until, just before, which is why you then have the whole worry of, my credit card has changed, they're not going to be able to take the money, am I going to lose the set? Yeah. That fun panic.
But they might have taken the round 2 money by that point, so we might still be poorer.
Yes, true.
Anyway, bye!